Growing up, I guess, as a kid, it was different. My mom and dad, they struggled with addiction, so my grandmother and my aunt raised us, so that was the only love that we probably had as kids.
He was just a sweet child. He was quiet and never thought he would end up going through life the way that he ended up going through life.
I found myself hanging around people that I shouldn't have been hanging around. I was over a friend's house and the police came up and they had busted the house. They was out there selling weed or something. I just happened to be over there. And so when I got down to Saline County, they told me that, hey, we're going to indict you.
The day that Brian called me and told me he was going to prison, I cried and I told him that he could overcome this and that God is a God of a second chance and that he had another chance and that he could become and be whatever he wanted to be. But he had to decide for himself. It was a decision that only he could make. I couldn't make it for him.
It was a dark point in my life, but it was a turning point in my life because I had to figure Brian out. Decisions that I make while I was incarcerated lived me the rest of my life, so I had to really focus on myself. I was at the halfway house and I seen this Goodwill van come up. I was talking to him and I said, hey, what's that Goodwill van doing out there? Like, hey man, they give people jobs, they give you a ride to work and they pick you up.
So when we talk about recidivism rate, it's the rate of people going back to prison. And the latest statistics in Arkansas say that 1 in 2 are going back. And part of the issue is employment. When folks leave the prison system, they're given $100 and a pat on the back. And with a record, and no employment history, employers aren't lining up to hire these folks. So what we're able to do with our TEO program is let them come in, earn wages while they're working, build a history, and able to put together a resume, and then through their great work history with us, they're able then to go and be successful in interviewing and landing jobs.
When Brian first started with Goodwill, he was afraid because his lifestyle was changing. And he talked about Chad and Elliot. And they just took him under the wings like their own child and loved him and cared for him and told him when he was wrong. And that's the best thing in life, when you have a friend that will tell you your bad points as well as your good points.
When I first met Brian, I knew Brian was going to do better than anybody else. I just knew it. I just felt it. And you know how when somebody is working for you and you can leave that person and go to lunch and know stuff going to get done? That's how I felt about Brian. I could leave and go to a meeting and I know stuff going to be getting done like I was there. He took responsibility for his own actions and he took responsibilities for others.
Elliot came to me and said, hey, you really got to keep your eye on this guy. He's probably going to be your next production supervisor because Brian's very disciplined, and Elliot was the same way. So we kind of took that and said, all right, Elliot, you feel this strongly about him. I can see where you're coming from because I see him out there on the floor taking charge. I need you to take him under your wing and help guide him through some of the stuff that you experience on a day-to-day basis.
So I worked hard, and one day Chad came out and said, hey, what do you think about driving a forklift? I said, driving a forklift? I said, sure, cool. So you ever drove one before? I said, yeah, briefly. So when I was talking to him, he said, all right, well, come in, I'm gonna give you a test. You pass this test, then I'm gonna go ahead and put you on there. So I came in, I passed the test. So I drove the forklift for a while. Then he said, you know what, Brian, I might need you to help me out because Tammy had injured her leg. I might need you to help me out and open it up on the weekend. So he said, here's the key. So Chad handed me the key. I'm like, oh my God. And I went home and I was so, blessed, emotional. So I went home, I told my aunt, ain't bad either. I went to crying and stuff. I was like, she like, Brian, what's wrong? Just laid it out. I still remember that day. I guess was grateful, because they trusted me to, to run the place and open up, and they gave me the keys to the building, and I guess never had nobody care about me, look out, like Chad and Ped, because I come from a past that I'm ashamed of. God had really blessed me and put people in my life to try to make something out of myself. Be proud. Not my children proud. Not only did they help me and change my life, they changed my children's life because they got their father back and he's working, he's doing something positive.
He know I'm not ashamed to tell my story, and I know he's not ashamed to tell his story. And that's what people need to hear, that it can be done. Your life can change. You can change your life.
I think if I just keep the right attitude and just keep setting goals and keeping the right people around me, I keep moving up in this company. I'm real happy. This is probably one of the happiest days of my life.